People spend their money on some really dumb stuff. Like this. So, if you're a normal person, your keyboard probably looks like this on the inside. This is what you'd call a membrane keyboard. When you press a key, it pushes down on this rubber dome, which sends a signal when it hits the circuit board on the bottom. In the humble opinion of the mechanical keyboard community, this is garbage. The people who belong to this manic hobby prefer to use something more refined. Mechanical keyboards offer a more pronounced feedback and a better feel when typing compared to their membrane counterparts. And they don't buy these boards from a store either. They build them from the ground up. Building a mechanical keyboard requires some parts. You'll want a bunch of switches. These are the mechanism that register your key press and send a signal to the circuit board, and are responsible for the variety of ways a mechanical keyboard can feel when typing. You'll want to get a case to put the switches and board into, and finally, you'll want some nice looking keycaps to top it all off. All of these can be sourced from sketchy, obscure online retailers, and you'll have your parts in hand anywhere between next week and next year. Assembly is simple. All you have to do is touch your PCB with tweezers to make sure it's not broken, then open your stabilizers, lube them, put them back together, install your stabilizers on your PCB, mount your backplate on your board, sample 70+ switches through your backplate and your PCB, then take a soldering iron to every delicate pin on the back of every switch on the back of the board, and then touch your PCB again to make sure you didn't break it. Do your case apart, screw your board back into your case, put your case back together, and finally, put all your keycaps onto your switches. The keyboard also requires an offering of blood and tears to be completed. But why? People have different needs when it comes to keyboards. Some people need the giant numpad on a full-size keyboard, and others could do completely without it. Some people are even insane enough to try keyboards with the bare essentials. Letters, a spacebar, not much else. People also have widely different preferences with how they want their keyboard to feel and sound. Some people hate their roommates and want to subject them to this clicky monstrosity of garbage, and others prefer a smooth, quiet experience. There's hundreds of kinds of switches for basically every preference, and the way each one feels is displayed with graphs like these, that nobody actually knows how to read. So I've been talking for a bit about preferences and people, and now you're probably wondering, who are the morons who decide to partake in this stupid hobby? I'd like to introduce you to the mechanical keyboard community. You can find members of this community throughout the internet, but mainly on Reddit and other forums where they gather to talk about their obscenely customized keyboards. To get real for a second, this hobby wouldn't be possible without everyone who engages in this community and helps this tiny industry grow a little bit bigger every day. It's also spawned a wealth of online content creation. The community has gotten a lot of entertainers that help spread the hobby to more people. But not everything happens online. Sometimes, when the world isn't ending, these nerds will gather in person to show off their keyboards or meet other members of the community. So now you might be thinking, this sounds interesting. Should I try building a keyboard? Not if you care about your hard-earned money. But if a fully customized keyboard sounds interesting to you, and you want to treat yourself after a year that's been pretty bad for everyone, maybe join us on Reddit sometime. Just be aware that this will definitely become an addiction.